Okay, that's great. We're gonna get this number on that list for. We're going to Mars Logistics because then I can play music. Woo! I'm joking because then I can actively speak in. Ah, get the crap done. What's it gonna do to get the crap done when time comes that the function's running? Is this thing like correctly upload? Yep. Yep. It's about to go. Okay, so it did save the point that my efforts were at when I quit before. Gosh, Goobrich. That's clips. That's chat. Chat's empty. Chat, you disappoint me. Time to get back to it. There are no chats. You imagine things, brother. There are no chats. Why? You know, I'll take it. There we go. That's a little more. Unfortunately, out of which that makes sense. So, what are we looking at as far as terrain goes? Is there a direction that we can go that will not end in hoops and valleys? Seems like a pretty convincing direction. So if I just go this way, I think I can actually save things. Um, let's see. Correction. Listen to literally nothing I just said. That was completely useless. Um, maybe if I go across to where this is, I can get my way downtown, talking fast. And see if I can stick. No. No, these are all like super clips, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's a super clip right there. I think I could probably try and track this, but there's a bunch of shrapnel here that doesn't show up on the flipping map. Because it's nice and sweet that way. But other than that, I can actually get on here. Probably from that point, so. All I gotta do is just yabba dabba do my way off this stupid cliff. Yabba dabba do. There we go. That'll probably do for like a more stable form of transport. I probably even could get over there from this angle. But, alright, let's just see how the next flip over handles things. Although the acceleration on this is an absolute pain. I just donked the mic. Okay. Okay, I almost flipped there from just driving. That's about what I expect from this thing. So far, minor shrapnel. Okay, minor shrapnel, yes. Hmm. Thankfully, I could technically just load from my previous save and probably go back up there. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have to stay up here, though. I can get to the other side of those rocks, so... That's a pretty decent path. Okay, so... Probably ride that cliff edge, and then... Yeah, what you'd call preferable. But it's sufficient. There we go, there we go. No chat so far. Okay. There we go. That is probably very that's a very satisfying click, we'll just say that, because it is satisfying. It doesn't like... Yeah, it does a quick... Yeah, I can't do it anymore, and it just stops trying, which is great. Again, I don't know why that sounds like I'm failing so much. That's a weird sound effect to choose. I don't know why carrying things overarchingly in this game is just effectively an easy way to end up with a flippin' heart attack, garbage, anger issue. Just like a shorter lifespan overarchingly in your life, but this game seems to have a bit of a problem with that. So glad I chose the gradual option. Okay. Nothing in chat yet. Could end well, but it didn't. Okay. That was a miracle. Stayed on its wheels. Even though it doesn't really have a reason to. It cooperated sufficiently to maintain ground connection with user. I'm guessing these are, yeah, they're just material. Stupid material, doesn't even know what it's doing. Ah, that just looks painful. Okay. Why did it do that? Don't know, but at least it skipped over that rock, so it is what it is. Gosh, this thing will not calm down. I guess I could have hooked the weight up to the actual base bar, but I don't know if that would have really helped with anything. Ah, that's a genius idea there. I'm looking like a genius by driving in that direction whatsoever. They really just can't go like 5 minutes without making another flipping minefield, can they? They just had like an attraction to just making these messes. Like magnets, there's magnets that are attracted to opposites, then there's this thing that's like attracted to making tiny little obstacles that you can't mine out. Sadness. See all these obstacles? They're a different color, but you can't do anything about them. Good luck! Like, that would be like a perfect example of a way to, like, make a noob spend more time on the game. Like, have them mine out their path, and then pros just go through the flipping minefield without actively grilling out the crap. So that they, actively speaking, end up, like, going through a more difficult path overarchingly, but they save the time on not drilling the actual coal. It takes a little bit more skill to do, but it would be less of a waste of time. I'm calling this stuff coal, even though it's probably just carbon buildup or something like that. But the point retains. Like, that would be a decision that would make sense, but instead they just... Anyway, this is the second video I've spent on this stupid servo, getting this stupid servo. Servo, instead of servo. Servo! But I'm about done with it. 16 minutes in, might get that heavy-duty servo after all. Let's hope that feeling retains up to 20 minutes. At least, before my hopes and dreams despair. And I realize that they made this thinking, like, exceptions hit box too small or something stupid like that. Let's go! I don't have a radio on this thing, and I can't add one. Also, I miscalculated, I'm pretty sure. Each one of these costs... Oh, no, I correctly calculated. This bottom frame is about 60 pounds, just because of the wheels alone, ignoring all of this. Like, technically speaking, I'm pretty sure I can actually just... Not really what I was trying to do there. How about this? This bottom frame, if we check this, is 84 pounds alone. The top frame, ignoring the springs because I'm not really counting them, but you know, I'll add the springs to the top frame. Hit copy, see what we get. The actual vehicle itself is 125 pounds, and this one teeny piece is like sending me flying all around the place. Okay, one whole... You know what? I'm not taking your bull crap. This is supposed to be at this angle. Heavy-duty servos! 20 minutes in! On the dot! Warehouse complete. Awesome. And now I got a heavy-duty servo. What the heck is that? Copying this real quick. Killing it. Killing that. pulling this garbage out. What? What the crap am I looking at? What is this? Okay, so first off, I need to add that so that this will fit whatsoever. Nice. Okay. Technically speaking, like, I could actually add this thing for, like, a quarter spacer. Yeah. And that'd be fine. That's wrong. Oh my goodness. So it's a lot slower and a lot louder. Let's see what happens when it actually gets jammed. Okay, so it's kind of hard to jam it to begin with, but it is definitely going to be able to flip you back. It takes time, but it is genuinely able to do that. That is whatever the heck that is. I'm gonna be honest, I can't wait to not have to use this vehicle anymore. Long slider, curve, all that stuff. I like the idea of delivering an anvil. I don't want the stupid blade. I want this thing. So I'm going to start working on that. Goodbye, cone. You served your purpose. Okay, so I'm definitely going to redesign the crap out of that atrocity later, but for now, this'll do. Wait, what did I say? Yeah, I suspected. Where's Flint? There is Flint. There is Flint. Okay. So yeah, we got direct line of sight. We could probably even, like, get away with going over here. I probably will. Is that in range? I think that this is in range, definitely. So, like, let's go to that. 3. Like, if I... Yeah. There we go. Jump up. Like, it doesn't even... Yeah. Yeah, no. Is there, like, a channel 0? No. Okay. If I go... Yeah, no. That's weird. You'd think that that'd actually be, like, the perfect opportunity to have, like, a null mode. Where you put aesthetics. Don't know if I have that. No, I don't. Settings, graphics. Is there Imperial here? Oh, night mode. Great. Always show mouse pointer. Preserve channels when copy paste. Yes. Hide control prompts. Show controls when changing channels. Don't really care for that. Show theolite. Aim dot. Pull back camera when driving. Hide name, front names, night mode, always show pointer, preserve. What's game? Parts are free, all parts unlocked, all blueprints unlocked, all rockets use fuel. Structures are free, all structures unlocked, standard. Full screen, faster volume, all that stuff. Invert Y, camera sensitivity, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, reset vehicle, edit vehicle, photo mode, part extend, part retract. So I can just like, okay. Motor forward, motor reverse, part extend, part retract, rocket thrust, horn. Okay, I'm starting to get stinking spoilers. Me no likey. So like it's yeah, okay, yeah. Finally! Something that doesn't blind me. There you go, remote outpost. Now shut up. We. Yeah, we're still in range. We are still in range. I kind of. $500 out of 500. That is pretty securely in range. Probably want to take that up, if anything. Like up there. Of course, I'm getting texts by random people who I don't know. That's great. Woohoo! Ow. Scratches. Scratches, scratches, scratches. I scratch my back because I need the scratches. Nobody comments on the stream that I stream. Like, is this actually looks like an update issue? I don't know sometimes with this app. Nope, no chat. Okay. I'm just making sure. It's not that surprising, it's just I get paranoid because the KitKat does have a bit of an updating issue. You know what I mean? Whee! How does this make sense? There we go. What the crap was that? Well, thankfully. There we go. Spider ball, or car, spider car. Does whatever a spider car can. There we go. There we go. Kinda wish I could place it just a little bit higher. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what's going on right now. It's kind of floating off the edge, just those little bits. Nothing. Great. There we go. All I wanted is that it, actively speaking, gets over this hill a little bit. That doesn't seem like it's that much of an option from most perspectives, but this one, at least, it, actively speaking, has a little bit of shot. Let's see, how far away from the last one? Not that far, but sufficient enough for me. I'm trying to initially win over the land and seas over here. Okay. Don't know whether or not this is going to start melting or anything. Okay, so we've got a few different things that we can, of course, do. First thing, of course, is bring back the unwanted one. But I don't really want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. But I am going to look at some things for inspiration. So what I'm going to do... Now that we have money back. We got our money back, money back, money back. I want my money back, money back, money back. I'm gonna copy this. I gotta be honest. There we go. Kinda would prefer doing that. I actually wanna... What was it? There we go. And then... Not that, that, okay. And then we'll go over here. To this one. This is only one? Huh. That's cool. Okay. And of course these springs, especially these ones, are pretty expensive. Yeah, I can only afford 2 more. I can afford a few more of these, but I don't really need them. I can, like, get this to be just right. Like, this seems like the correct space. No. This makes me want to measure it. So, like, we try and gauge the distance here. kind of like 1.5. So it is like a half spacer and a full spacer, and then that would be probably correct. Yeah. Interlocked the way it belongs. Not really what to do there. What I kind of wanted to do. Let's start up a little bit of chaos. There we go. That should be fully correct. Very intriguing. So... if I click on this, it goes except for these two. Nah, it goes. Okay. Awesome music. I want to make these trunk springs work. Woohoo. So if I then pull out one of these, angle it such, pull out one of these, a jumper, yeah. To that point, I don't know. Okay. How much space to... Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I can do that again. For a more flat movement application. The only thing that I would say is a downside would be, yeah, probably could use it that way instead. Try and get more use out of it. And then... Oh no, this one I definitely would need to go with the other one. Yeah. That way I could actually, like, pull out the pneumatics. The pneumatic piston work. Yeah. Which if we check out, right now. There we go. That. This is 1, 1. Yeah. That makes sense. This is forward, this is back. This is space, this is shift. Speed. Copy that. One all the way around. So, I have a lot of actual versatility in this. And I got a lot of reach. That's pretty good. And it's a tower-esque design, so it's a lot more compact. I could buy like one. Or, you know, I could do a little bit more sensible application, which would be to just redo this, except replace this with, like, more bars. Probably actually gonna just... There we go. Do that, and then... And then at this end, which I'm hoping this is lighter than this. It's not really. But it doesn't connect overarchingly, so it should still be wiser overarchingly. It's just meh. You know? Meh. This is definitely where to stop using those curve things. Okay, time to use these things instead. There we go. Do I need it to be this long, though? Don't know. Controls-wise, we're going to set all this to 2. And we're going to start up with... Yeah. Don't really care about auto return. That doesn't really seem like a wise idea to support. Correct. Between the two of them. Looks correct. There we go. Except paint jobs. Don't like the crunchy noises, that's kind of concerning. I'd really prefer to use more of these just because they're a lot more compact, but that's about it. Other than that, I think this is pretty good. Might, you know, there. I think that's a little bit more reasonable. There we go. There we go. There we go. Spent all this time on a new atrocity. And you're just basically gonna force me to finally, like, try and hold what I'm actually trying to capture. Hey, Kate. I hurt a little. I have anger on occasion. I know, it's an impossible thing. Hey, Steampunk Dwagon! I'm wrestling a ice block, but I finally got done with the heavy-duty servo mission. So I now have heavy-duty servos, which I can't use for this. Which is so useful. So glad I spent a lot of time getting those. My problem with this one is not that it's, like, impossible to even get, like, a grip on. It's just that it, like, the way that it works, it has 0 friction. You can very quickly tell that. It's not hard to figure out because it's, like, ice, which is realistic. What's not realistic is that the way that an object works, it will naturally repel another object. Which means I have to surround this thing in order to make it work. Wait, I think I got a grip, but it's going to slowly melt. I can see that. It's melting. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. I can't even get it out of the flipping ring. My new atrocity is a lot more compact, though, which is nice, but gosh. There we go. That's nice. Go. Then I gotta go 6 kilometers with this thing. There we go. While it's actively melting. I need to make a flipping box for this crap. Okay. I like the new atrocity. Also, I figured out how to make the background dark mode. The ice cube is going to melt before you finish the mission. Yep. I have to reset it over and over again. Okay, so rewrite atrocity 2. Or atrocity. Nah. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let's just measure. Let's actually just measure what we're actually going to be dealing with. Okay, so I've got pretty decent distance there. What are we dealing with? One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. So how many cubes are we dealing with there? Of course. Excuse me. I'd say 7. If not 9. This is a 9 by 9 by 9 cube, possibly, of ice. What the crap? Let's see. You know, that's effectively the whole ruler. No, it's 7. It's 7 by 7 by 7. So I'd have to make a 7 by 7 by 7. I'd have to make a box that's 7 by 7 by 7 by 7. 7 cubed. Great. Yeah. If not a little bit more than that. So wait. It's a little bit more than 7. It's like 8. No. This is an 8 by 8 cube. Which would mean that I'd need a 10 by 10 box. Ugh. Why? Why do this? Okay. 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 So just putting this into scale. Yeah. Great. So let's go with this. Great. Now let's start working on getting this to scale. This is not going to be fun. Okay. Okay. Let's do some backing up. Getting done. Okay. 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 So... Hmm. Okay. This is gonna be a little while. I'm probably gonna have... Okay, yeah. Great. Great. Lots of destruction. Let's go! Whole thing that I did before, doing it again. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Now I know this may seem like I've done this before. Because I have. And I didn't like it before. Because I didn't. But this time... I have no idea what I'm doing. I already know that I have no idea what I'm doing. So why am I doing it anyway? Because I am. Okay. So what I'm going to try and do... make this make sense. It's not going to. I understand that. When I go out... This is the kind of crap I'm dealing with. But this is the necessity that I have to deal with. This atrocity. Why? Why? Like, am I dead wrong on this? Is there a way to actually... Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want it not to be so. I want to actively speak and make sense. Yeah, here I am. Okay. Definitely going to... Ah. Do that. That's about as cheap as I can get this to be. Gonna probably use these instead because they just aren't quite as needy. There we are. Okay. I can also use this to try and give a little bit of a stable platform. Don't know how much that's even going to work. Can't really do multiple. But I do have a couple of these, which might assist in these spots here more. Trying to make kind of a block holder weight thing with spare parts effectively. Yeah, no. Can't do much more. Probably not gonna do that, just because it's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. Not too stupid, but it's pretty stupid. Pretty silly. Kind of unnecessary. Okay. I'm gonna go with light springs here because I have no common sense and they're cheap. Bada bing, bada boom. There. It'll do. We'll drive. Yeah. Okay. Now I just gotta get a connection in to get this crap dealt with. That's the maximum size plate. It's just like a quarter of the size I need. Uh, fun. Fun, fun, fun. Woohoo. So much fun. Gosh. I could also add these to, actively speaking, try and, like, get things to work, but it's not really gonna help that much. I got a heavy duty servo. I'm probably gonna use that. Makes sense too, actually. But we're gonna go with the light duty servo initially, because that just also makes sense to do off the bat. So, you know, let's do this properly. We have the supplies, we just need to take the time. There we go. There we go. There's the first crank, and then we're gonna move on to the second. Nope. Got a solid 9. Okay. Okay. Claw. Crap. I'm already hitting the limits of what I'm allowed to actually build. And they're insufficient. I'm in trouble. Okay, so how do I stretch this just that little bit more? Yeah, that should be about correct. I've rebuilt the super thing. Okay. Claw. Ow. do I keep on doing this to myself? Actually, not. No. Claw. I'm gonna use my 2 grippers on the bottom too, just to actively speaking add that little bit. Whatever little bits I can add. A grip and power. We're gonna color this whole chunk green. Except for the grippers. The grippers stay white. Since this is supposed to be controlled by one aspect, this is also supposed to be controlled by one aspect. But I kind of like the yellow interdifferentiation. Makes it look special. I mean, yeah. There we go. To be honest, I actually feel like probably the inverse is a better way of handling things. And then go. Yeah. And give it the nubbers. The nubs. Not the nubs. Okay. This part has to be these bins. This part does not. So, yeah. Let's see how this goes. Guess it'd be a lot better if I could actually, like... Okay. That probably simplifies a lot right there. And that also means that these don't have to be nubs, but that's beyond this own implement. Time to start messing with controls. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's an important ingredient that I obviously forgot. Yeah. We needed that. Next up. All. There we go. This one's left, or right, left. Yeah. This one's forward, back. This one's extend, retract. Now I play a game of that's the exact same thing, except backwards. Speaking of backwards. There we go. Why is this upside down? Don't know. Gotta be honest. Kinda weird. Seems accurate, so... Yeah, that's correct. Hmm? Not correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. Just the fact that this arm is on the side is sending this thing gliding. This is gonna be fun. Okay, can we alleviate the weight a little bit with these things? Remove, F1 help, expand. Can I, like, have a replace option for objects that are of a similar size? No. I kinda configured. Why don't we just do this? There. That should hopefully alleviate some of the weight. Yep, those are some medium springs at work. For some reason, my sinking claw is upside down again, but I'm gonna move on from that. What the crap was that? Just popped out, even though it doesn't really have a reason to have done that. Hooray! That's fun. The glitchiness of this. We are an hour and 30 minutes into this, and I have not gotten any kind of progress. Hooray. Okay. Great. Great. I do question why it is inverted so often, like, you know, no. I don't know. This is still the same. I see that, correct? Yep. No, that makes no sense. Awesome. There we go. Can I get out of the flippin' ice ring? We'll see. I don't know. I do feel like this is a little bit ridiculous. To have such low traction on the high traction flipping tires. It cannot. Not with my enhancements. And it's already melting, even though it hasn't even exited the ice ring, which is not how flipping cold works, but hey, we're going to ignore that. Because I have a trick up my sleeve to maybe, just maybe, sneak this little bit of innovation out. If that's even possible. We got this. Okay, we got it. We're out. Now it's rocking a lot more than it was prior to being out of the ice ring, which again does not make a whole lot of sense. Well, you got these grippers. We're going to apply the grippers. Sure. Whatever you want. There. There is so much wrong with this. Everything about this is wrong. I question everything about the way that the physics are handled in this game. But it seems to be functionable enough. I'm gonna need to be a lot faster if I want to do this in one try. I don't think we're gonna get that though. I'm just gonna try to be faster, even though I know it's probably for not. Let's get going. Anything that I can do to speed this up? Yes, avoid the lows. Ah yes, the skeletal structure of wheels. No metal parts needed. Oh gosh. I hate how accurate that is. And it's jumping because the sinking weight works weird inside of this game. It's heavy enough to be tossing me around like a stinking like maniac when momentum gets started, but like momentum starts up quickly and it stinking starts jumping out of nowhere, which is I feel like this is just wrong on so many levels. Why can't this be in miles? I miss the Imperial of America. Where's my freedom units? I want this distance measured in trucks. Ford F-150s preferably. Can we measure this in soda cans? Asking for a friend. Stupid ice block. Do not melt before. Oh, come on. No, 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 no. What are you doing? You do not have the right to escape. You are currently detained. You sack of garbage. I have to. That's the wrong direction, you stupid piece of crap. No, I got so close too. No. That is the opposite direction of where I was trying to go there. Why? Why is this going on? What did I do to deserve this? Why? Oh, come on. This is just so god stupid. I hate you with every fiber of my being. What is wrong with you? Come on. You stupid piece of crap. First off, ice lasts on Mars. Kind of one of the big problems about it. The actual water freezes before it can actually solidify. Second off, why? Would you make this... Can't we get another piece of ice from somewhere else? Why do you need this one? You've got everything. I hate all of what this is and has chosen to be. I feel like I'm playing Bennett Body. And I've never played Bennett Body before. Mainly for this reason. It's a tedious, and this does not particularly translate to a skill. This is just luck. Come on. What are you doing? Come on. I don't think I can even reach it at this point. Of course, it just suddenly stinking moves out of nowhere. And then it's now completely under my flipping block. What was that? It's not worth it at this point. I can't get it. I can't get it. I hate you. Wagon! It would be a shame if the weather on Mars melted your ice cube before it reached your target. It shouldn't, okay? Ice sticks on Mars because it's farther from the sun. It has less sunlight. So it actually should melt slower than this. This is grade A bullcrappery. Not to mention, it starts melting the instant it is actively above the ice. It's not actively speaking even... Oh, whatever. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick, because I'm getting so pissed off. I got Bennett Body. Stupid Ice Cube wins comment. No partying, no nothing. Okay, I see. Basic. Why does it look like the Ice Cube moved? And why can't I just use the flipping... Why? Why? I'm literally using a claw. You know what? How many more grippers can I actually get? How many more of these? No, I can't get any more of these. But I can get, like, one more of these. And I can get one more of these. It's just useless on useless on useless on useless. Why? Why? Just why? Race wheel, all-terrain wheel. The all-terrain wheel doesn't do ice. This makes no sense. That would be a terrain. Why? Why? I'm gonna try something stupid because this shouldn't work, but I feel like it will. And I hate that about this stupid game, but I think this is the solution. I hate that this is the solution. They have specialized equipment that does the same thing. But somehow I feel like this is going to be more effective for no good reason. I have an internal feeling. Also, since I'm here, like... Can I actually just get some internal structure on this? Because even though it's, like, funny and all, that is actively quite a successful, like, way of handling crap. That's 5 right there. The edge is back. I probably should start slowing down. There we go. Yep. Okay. Okay. That should be more stable. We have an actual basic superstructure. Okay. I'm just trying to get this to actually work. It's fighting me with all it's got. It's not like I can use like blades or something to like make this easier, because the minute that I actively speak and get out of here, I have to use the exact same thing. How do I know that that would work better? That doesn't make sense. And yet, here we are. Will this get out of the ice ring? There's only one way to find out. The answer is no. Because even though it's ridiculous that I have to do this, doesn't seem to really care. Okay. There we go. My previous tactic worked, other than the one space where it didn't. I should have lowered the actual looping. Yep. That right there. I remember. Why? Yeah, Yep, I remember why I had the axle one above the ground, because the flooping wheels, they compact. They have internal suspension, which allows the axle to be exposed. Which is the levels of stupidity that we have to face. Mars has terribly weak magnetosphere, which means that the solar radiation hits really hard, increasing the temperature. It can be around 20 degrees Celsius near the equator during summer. 20 degrees Celsius over in Florida is freezing. Oh, wait, Celsius. Okay, I got no idea what the heck Celsius is. Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing over near Florida. Celsius, I got no clue. For a second there, I had to speak in, I thought it was freedom units, and I had to speak in, misassumed. I thought we were speaking the same language. Sorry about that. I'm joking. So I guess that's supposed to be hot. Don't actually know. I'll check later. I've got a converter. Although, if it's really all that freezing for the area, because you gotta remember, water is actually, like, atmosphere dependent. So, like, in a lighter atmosphere, it's not actually going to freeze easier, but in a heavier one, it might freeze easier. It affects the freezing point, which also, in turn, actively speaking, affects other things. But I might be wrong on that. I might have got the atmospheric pressure thing inversed. But I do know that there's ice all over Mars, so it does seem like there would probably be a low likelihood, especially during the night, for the thing to be melting at the rate it is currently. It is done for the sake of challenge. But I do feel like the challenge is less of a challenge and more of a tedious activity. Which is more what I am complaining. I don't feel like it's a fun mechanic. But I might be wrong. Maybe a fun mechanic with an item that's, like, not got zero friction. Or maybe we don't start with, like, zero friction items and a timer on it simultaneously. Like, I understand, like, ice can actively... Well, no, it can't be. No, that makes no sense. I take back what I was about to say there. This is not as easy as it was before. And of course, the all-terrain tryers are failing to do terrain again. Why? Why call these the all-terrain tires if they're not for all-terrain? What's the purpose of this? I like the game most of the time, Wish the all-terrain tires actually did what all-terrain does. This isn't all-terrain. This is just slightly more friction. This is treaded tires. I can't get out. I have to thinking to that, which means I get to play another game of the exact thing that I just did. I gotta get this over there fast. I hate the rocky terrain. So yeah, they're bunching up rocky terrain, frozen objects that melt slowly, so timed objects, and zero friction objects all together. Your first time interacting with all of these, and or not all of these, the heavy terrain has actually been interacted before, but you're actively speaking interacting with all of these, well, two of them, for the first time, at the same time. It does seem a little bit of an unnecessary difficulty spike. And now the ice cube is trying to, yep, it's gonna escape, because I can't flipping secure the entire thing, because I got a stinking handle the size that is like 20 times that. That's near the limit of what the size can actually be of my vehicle, but I have to make it into like a crate thing so that it'll actually stay in at all. And there it goes. It fell straight out. It just fell out. I can't do anything about that. I'm gonna restart one more time in hopes that I can do it just that little bit faster. Hopefully, this time I actually take a wiser course with a few less obstacles. Got no idea. The actual stone train seems like it's somewhat randomized, which not really my preference, gotta be honest. Not to mention I gotta deal with this stinking coal debacle on the way in and on the way out. Of course, the thing got bumped right away. Of course, I'm backwards. I can tell that it's over there. Thank you. At least the piston because they're cheering me on. Okay. I am really suffering from control sanitization over here. Or more accurately, a lack thereof. There we go. Great. Great. Again, control sensitization issue right there. There we go. Great. Please drop. In there. There. Fine. I'll go out backwards. I don't care. Just as long as I go out at all. There we go. Okay. There we go. Come on, we can do this. It's time for me to vanish. Okay. Bye. Have fun. Oh, great. Have more fun than I'm about to have, because I am about to have the opposite of fun. What am I even supposed to do with this? Why? I'm just gonna go in here. Preemptively, just thinking, accept my fate. I understand. I'm gonna have to flip and do this again, because I took the wrong path, heaven forbid. I'm not even trying. I'm not trying to try that. I'm not gonna try that. You know what? This is a perfect opportunity. Let's see, how many of these stupid things do I have? A perfect amount. Okay, that's great. Can I get a little bit of distance here? Great. There we go. It's 10 o'clock. I should just be quitting at this point. It'd probably be very, good for me to do that, just overall. At this point, I do feel like such a decision, such an application would be probably just wise overall for my current objective. This should help with some things, not help with others, but it'll help with at least. Of course, you know what? No, I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game with you. I play this game, or you know, I'm almost gonna. No, can't do that. I'd lose this. Should be a bad move. But I can't do that. Okay. There we go. Come on. There we go. Not going that way again. Come on, come on. There we go. Have the best shot so far. This is probably the situation that I should have done before. That's just sad. But we have a shot. Really all I care about right now. Okay. The amount of just straight up lack of friction with 6 wheels. You know what? No. I think that, like, these rocks genuinely generated after I did the first one. I don't remember there being so many rocks around this place. This is just concerning. Either way, entering into a pre-built location, so it's likely to have a lot less problems getting to there. Okay. Especially due to the fact I'm pretty sure I've already been here, so it should be accessible onto me. That looks steep, but it's not. Got this. We can do this. Almost there. The ice block is getting small again, but it should be big enough. Just a little bit longer. Enough longer that we can just sneak this in. You stupid ice block. No, you stupid piece. Can't say that. Can't say that online. Shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff online. Almost said something. What? Nothing. Nothing at all. Don't think about it. Woo. Almost had me using the alphabet. I do not care. You are going in there. We got it, baby! A stupid fool. We've got a tour guide. What in the good Lord's name is that? What in the good Lord's name was that? I think I missaw that, guys. Oh gosh. Why? What purpose does this serve? Why would you put an ice block between me and that? Why? Why? Just... Okay. I'm gonna look at some of these things that's been unlocked. These new things that are worth bank contracts. We can get 200. Fine. We can get ore hauler. We can get the ore hauler. That might be something that's good at moving things. Okay. And we can get the grappler. Grappler would suggest it's a grappling hook. So that does sound very nice. Does it expire? No. Okay. I can also get the ore hauler, that's very nice. We can deliver the anti-gravity device because that's going to be simple. For a 15-degree bend. Oh yeah, We can... Yeah, no. We can move... What is catching my crap? There. Okay, awesome. We can deliver another saw for a curve. Quarter spacer for a steel pipe. Actually seems pretty decent. Long slider for an orb. Deliver the orb! I do like orbs. But I already have plenty of active jobs that I haven't partaken in. Including a heavy-duty jack, which I would definitely like to actually get done. And... yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I probably am gonna abandon this. Yeah. I can get the 360 for an easier application if I just don't comply with that. This is within my range. This is within my range. This is almost within my range. I can do this very quickly. Heck, there's even like a transmitter right there. That's just a quick move as long as I, actively speaking, keep things going. It's stupidly bent, I understand that, but it's quick to handle. I can handle the actual training without you guys, especially now that I have that amazing tour guide that's so able to get crap done. Whatever would I do without the tour guide? Okay? This will be a super useful application. Okay, now sarcasm aside, what am I supposed to do? This, I'm gonna wait till I get the ore hauler for. I think I'm going to prioritize the ore hauler because it's within range. This thing looks awesome, but if I go to the heavy-duty jack, that's gonna actively help with that lineup. And actually, that's very short. I might be able to do this real quick. Get the jack. Just real fast. I like this design by some applications. This arm, I feel like, could get some more distance out of it. On this thing. So... do I not have any jacks on me? No. Okay. There we go. I think that's actually quite the improvement. Don't know if this can open anymore. From that angle. For any other. Yeah, no. so flipping precise on the amount of crap it needs. I just barely have enough in most designs. I have like one. There we go. That's your solution. That's the solution I have to provide. Grit. Awesome. Grit. Critic. There we go. Perfect. Little crappery achieved. That's what I'll have to do for now for like cup holder replacement. Boom. How much time do I got left? 10:16. Yeah, let's see what this is. It is just as stupid as I thought it was originally. This is... Wow. Wow. Huh. Wow. Just wow. How about no? The atrocity is not built for this weather, and I'd still take it 10 times over. Whatever the crap that was. Speaking of atrocity. Will this work better? I could, but I don't really feel like that's a worthwhile investment, like, whatsoever. You know what? No, why play that game? I refuse to play your games. Let's just try this. See how bad this is. Actually, not that bad. Yeah, that's important. $10:20, definitely should be shutting off soon. Yeah, just for recording's sake. I'm gonna end the video here. In fact, I'm gonna go back to my second thing. Help OBS out, there we go. Like or dislike as you will. If you subscribe, welcome to the ride. Don't die, it's not fun. Toodles!